Following the sport's first 5 flyaways and a short return to Europe with Monaco and Spain, Formula One now crosses the Atlantic for its annual much-loved trip to Montreal. A city that more than matches Melbourne and Monte Carlo for its culture, cuisine and nightlife, and throws off its normally frozen facade each year for a limited run of energetic, carefree celebrations, which is perfectly timed with the Canadian Grand Prix. 2023 marks F1's second return to the Circuit Gilles Villeneuve since the pandemic, and the track is a racer's paradise. 2022's edition saw Red Bull Racing's Max Verstappen hold off his former Toro Rosso teammate Ferrari's Carlos Sainz for his 5th win in 6 races. Verstappen crossed the line for his first Canada win less than a second ahead of the Spaniard. A thrilling fight to the checkered flag that was set up after a late race safety car. But it wasn't Red Bull's only win in Canada last year, with another race on Zambonis at Montreal's Olympic Stadium, where Sergio Perez and AlphaTauri's Yuki Tsunoda challenged Top Gun Canadians, Olympic snowboarding champion Sébastien Touton and ice hockey legend Piquet Souban. Checo proved quickest around Montreal's Olympic Stadium and lifted the ice cup for his Zamboni skills, though he later retired from the Canadian Grand Prix with a gearbox issue.
It's fairly different, especially with the wheel. You have to turn it. But it's quite fast if you turn and with a lot of wheel and a lot of throttle, you can lift the wheels a bit. So, and also the visuals, you don't really know where you are because it's pretty high, so you don't have. So you always have to take a reference on the left-hand side or the right-hand side, but you cannot have reference from both.
It's like a karting, I would say. There's no gears, so you just focus. You can just focus on driving, I would say. Have to also linear rig is important for the driving line because pretty much everywhere is flat out.
Red Bull is odds-on favorite again this year, with Verstappen going for his 2nd straight win at the Circuit Gilles Villeneuve. Sir Lewis Hamilton could, in theory, beat Michael Schumacher this year for most wins in Canada. The pair locked on 7 victories apiece, but his W14 remains off the pace. 3-time F1 world champion Nelson Piquet is next best on 3, with wins in 1982, 84 and 91. But was beaten to the title mathematically in Montreal 1980 with 1 round to go by Australian Alan Jones, which earned Williams its maiden crown.
Beating Nelson Piquet was probably better than winning the World Championship, but no, it was great. I mean, Patrick and Frank and myself got on like a house on fire. We're all similar age. We all had the same ambitions and desires.
One of the toughest tracks on brakes, the 4.36-kilometer circuit features 14 turns, 6 left and 8 right, with a top speed of 350 kilometers per hour. Valtteri Bottas reset the lap record in 2019, driving for his former squad Mercedes. There are 3 DRS activation zones, with 1 on the back straight, the next on the main straight, and 1 between turns 7 and 8. There's also 2 detection points. Can anyone hold a candle to Verstappen in Canada? Thanks for watching. To stay up to speed on all things Formula One, make sure you hit the subscribe button.